negligence, particularly, I beg your pardon, medical negligence. Now, in this country, we are rife, or we are used to very rife cases of negligence, security lapses, security negligence. Obviously, in the food food sector, very negligent. Some people will not want to, cook their food properly, or will cook the food under or on top of, drainages and whatnot. So yeah, we're used to that. We shouldn't, by the way. Negligence from a lot of authorities, but you see, the one form of negligence that always sparks a furor is medical negligence. Now, the most recent and most popular one, I say popular because it's very likely that there are other cases of negligence that occurred maybe just 2 days ago, 3 days ago, in one small hospital somewhere in Nigeria. But it didn't make the headlines because it wasn't a popular figure. In this case, the Chimamanda Adichie son who passed away a few weeks ago. Right, now, the family is claiming medical negligence. But hold up. We're not here to discuss what happened in that family. But we're here to discuss medical negligence as a whole in this country. You see, a lot of people have, in the time past, been very critical of doctors and nurses and other medical staff, whether they're radiologists, radiographers, pharmacologists, pharmacists, maybe the physiotherapist, sometimes, maybe it's the audiologist. There's not a lot of audiologists here in Nigeria, but, hey, there are a few of them. Nurses, midwives, we've had those conversations about 2-3 years ago where people, nurses are very wicked. Why are nurses wicked? Right? All those things come through. But when you call me, you're going to help us with a solution to curbing negligence in the health sector, apart from laws. But, what exactly as a society can we do? Because the doctors and the nurses and the radiographers and the pharmacists that a lot of people like to point accusatory fingers at, when you go to that hospital, the doctors are so nonchalant. They don't even want to hear. The nurses will tell you, if you don't bring gloves, they won't treat you. They're just so rude. They don't even care. Human life, they don't care. Ladies and gentlemen, if you sit down with the average medical practitioner or professional, their story is a sad one. That doctor that you're insulting, saying that he doesn't care, he's not showing empathy. His son has just been kicked out of school. The optometrist or the ophthalmologist that you met for your glasses, and she didn't come to the clinic as at 2:30 in the afternoon you had the appointment. Well, she can't tell you that her car broke down and it's going to cost her 350,000 naira to fix. But unfortunately, she doesn't have 350,000 naira to fix her car. So she had to take either an Uber or she had to take, along from Rumokoro down to, Rumokuta Junction. And then from Rumokuta Junction, she had to come down to, NTA so that she can meet her appointment. She got there late. She won't tell you that. A lot of them wouldn't tell you that. And then the nurses, that a lot of people frown at. And I'm not saying that there are no bad nurses or bad doctors. No, please don't get me wrong. But the system which they are operating in is one that is basically in its morbid state, for the lack of a better word. The buildings, ladies and gentlemen, don't make a good hospital. It is the people, it is the personnel that are there that make a great hospital. So you can have all the equipment. The engineers at the hospital, well, some of them haven't been paid. Some of them have started stealing the diesel and started removing parts just to frustrate people. And since they don't want to pay me my salary, I go remove this battery. I go remove this flywheel. I go remove this control switch. I go remove this fuse. They do that. Like, who's managing this hospital? And then medical negligence. Now, just before I open the phone line, let me say this. Whether we want to hear this or not, the truth is, if you are listening to us right now, if you're listening to me right now, and you have a friend who worked in the hospital in any capacity, and at one point in time decided that out of the stress, the ineptitude, the corruption, the failure of government to meet agreements, MOUs, sign, whatever, right? And then that person decides to take their pound of flesh by, I don't know, sabotaging the equipment in the hospital, by not coming to work and whatnot, and someone dies from that action. You are as guilty as the government that you accuse. So, let's talk medical negligence.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
017-923-0002, 0817923-0003, 0817923-0002, 0817923-0003. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X, at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. Now, our conversation this morning, just in case you are joining us, is about medical negligence, or negligence generally. But medically speaking, and the question is, how do we curb it? What should we do, as a people and as a government? How can we get to the point where, these cases are brought to their barest minimum? Because for every child, for every man or woman that has lost his or her life in this country because somebody was either too tired, too angry, too broke, or just too upset to do the right thing, is one life too many. Well, Augustus here says, Jude, good morning. This problem is one I can't believe the enemy cannot be able to tackle. All the meetings that they have, all the times they keep on giving the general public information as to why they are doing this or doing that in terms of strike, they seemingly cannot get a hold of their members to do the right thing. What exactly do we need to do? Must we punish people? Maybe that is it. Maybe erring doctors should receive very stern and severe punishment. Maybe that way they will take their jobs seriously. Augustus in Port Harcourt. Well, Augustus, that's the problem. Is it really about punishment? Because like I said, many of the doctors and the nurses that a lot of people are angry at, a lot of people, have accused, and sometimes they have provided evidence of negligence. Doctors not taking a look at the charts properly, nurses, being laissez-faire with the care given to certain types of patients, maybe because this person is not from Jude's family, so the nurse will not attend to them or bring them towels or wipe them, or sometimes even yell. There've been reports. I remember 2 years ago, you guys reported that some nurses will shout at you, "My friend, come and carry your mother from here and turn up. I'm not here to do this kind of work." Yes, we've had those cases, but it's also possible that those people, they themselves are frustrated. So when you blame them, Augustus, when you say punishment, what exactly are we looking at here? 9.3, good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Mr. Jude, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Divine, I call from Wood.
Welcome, Divine.
Yeah, Mr. Jude, nothing is more frustrating, more painful to know that an ailment or problem, one would have survived it if not for negligence. My father-in-law died because of negligence. He came down from his van, Hillock, and a man who was driving Okada at night without light ran into him.
Oh dear.
And they took him to a teaching hospital here, not the one that I got here, but in River City. And then he got there, they were treating without checking for internal bleeding. He died of internal bleeding. And then we paid so much, spent so much. At the end of the day, you will not believe it. When the doctor is going to buy more blood, I'm so sorry, so instead of sorry, they have to refund money back to us. Show you the damage they cost us, the pain they cost us. 2015, January 5th, we were saying Happy New Year, it was tears all over my family. Because of that, just that single mistake. Somebody was rushed to you, you didn't check with another place. Only after 5 or 6 days,
6 days?
Yes. As a matter,
oh my goodness.
You know the pain it cost us, threw the children into something else, yeah? And then oh Jesus. It was horrible, Jude. But what do? Because we are Nigerians now, say, take out. In some countries, you sue them. Sue for damages.
Okay, so that's where we are now. We're talking about how do we curb negligence in the medical sector.
Yes, take Nigeria Medical Association. This thing, the department should have a department where issues like this are forwarded to. You lay your complaint and they look into it, and then tell the business.
Okay, all right. Divine, once again, thank you for joining us. Our sincere apologies. Really, I empathize with you. Sorry really doesn't do enough. And you could hear the pain in his voice, to have that kind of experience. But ladies and gentlemen, you see that experience, it's not unusual. It's not unusual. It happens all over the world. But, the question is, how do we bring the numbers down? There was a story about 2 or 3 weeks ago of a lady who died because surgical scissors were left inside her. That's scary. Zion is on the line from Jerry. Zion, good morning to you.
The onus does not lie on enemy. It lies in the law of the land. And I stand to be corrected or to refresh our fund